Hey folks, Brando here. And I'm unboxing my memory box. My treasure trove of... I've got 4 boxes of important shit. One is all of my photographs up until about 2004. But all of from the 80s and 90s and 2000s. Every single picture that I had, including all the ones that were like stapled on the wall and the collage and all that stuff. I took them all off the wall, cut them so that there weren't holes in them and stuff. So some of them are like weird, odd shapes. So there's a bag of like little weird, odd shaped ones, and then normal ones, and larger ones because I had a widescreen panoramic camera at one point. So like the whole shit ton of my pictures are like these long ones. And I had a whole stack of them that one of my cats at one point must have pissed on them or whatever, because there's a bunch that are like all stuck together. They're kind of fucked up. You can kind of see them. I don't want to throw them out or whatever, but I still have all of the negatives are in there too. So I mean, if I needed to, I'm not gonna, but I think I'm going to be able to. So those I looked through like 4 years ago. My dad sent those to me. Don sent those to me. And so that was great. I spent the whole night looking at them and crying. And, you know, some of them I took pictures of and sent to people and stuff like that. It was great. So I'm going to do that again. I'm ready for it. But this box, I looked at it about a year and a half ago, when I moved all my shit out of the storage unit and was in my one little teeny tiny room, but it was all crammed in there when I just got these shelves and was organizing everything, so like going through all the memories and shit. But I only got through like the top 3% of this box because I was just a big blubbering crying mess, even at seeing Jim Carrey. You know, I wrote to Jim Carrey when I was a kid, when I was in 9th grade. I loved him, loved the guy. He was in Once Bitten, he was in Rubber Face, he was in Earth Girls Are Easy, and then he started starring in Living Color. Was Fire Marshal Bill. Was still the funniest guy on the fucking planet. And so I wrote to him, I said, I love you, and I listed all of those things, you know, my cred, and this is what he sent me. Spank you very much, but Jim Carrey. I'm so happy that I have this. I've had this for 30 years. And I met Jeff Daniels, so I have both Dumb and Dumber. Jeff Daniels he does like autobiographical, funny rock songs, kind of like Loud and Wainwright, about being in movies and shit. And so he's got the Dumb and Dumber song, you know, Lloyd. My name is Lloyd Christmas. Whatever. It was great. I met him, so I got both Dumb and Dumber's autograph. I didn't meet Jim Carrey, but I wrote him a letter, and he sent it back to me, and I was 14 or something. That would have been 89, maybe. So, yeah, it would have been 15 or something. Anyway. And then I've got this beautiful flyer that was in a weird record. It's Elton John Fan Club, that you can sign up and order some shit from 1970s, and then here's Fan Club. And so I've had this in and out of frames for like 10 different apartments, and each time I move, I swap it. So it'll be on the one wall this way for 4 or 5 years, and then I move into a different fucking apartment, and then it goes this one for a couple years. And then it goes back to this one, and this one, this one, this one. I've had this since I was dating Andy in 94. He bought me a Elton John record, and this was in there, so I framed it, and I have ever since, too. This is all stuff that's been in and out of frames like 5 or 6 different times in my life, because I have to move across country and shit, so it's like things are in frames, and then I take them out so that they're just in a box, and then I gotta go back to the dollar store and buy $150 worth of frames to put them back on the wall. Now I'm just going to fucking staple them up. I don't give a shit. So Elton John, and Phil knows how much I love Elton John. I went with Andy. We went to see The Piano Man at Gund Arena. It was Elton John with Billy Joel. And Billy Joel would do 3 songs, and then Elton John, they would do a duet, and then Elton John would do 3 or 4 songs. And then they would do a duet, and then Billy Joel would do 3 or 4 songs, and then they would do a duet, and Elton John would do 2 or 3 songs, and then they would do a duet, and Billy Joel, it was like a 3.5 hour fucking concert, almost 4 hours. It was called The Piano Man. It was dueling pianos, but it was Billy Joel with Elton John, and we had great seats because Andy was fucking rich. His dad was a scientist at fucking NASA, and his mother was a hoity-toity fucking lawyer. You know, and he was the fucking baby of the child, of the family. We didn't pay for shit the entire time that we were together. But Phil, when that rolled around, somehow he got both of their autographs on these t-shirts, and he got all of this stuff. And he gave me, with best wishes, Elton John's fucking autograph. I used to have this in a really cute and fancy pink rhinestone fucking gorgeous... That was what Phil gave it to me in. This like really fancy... I don't know where he got it, but it was gorgeous. It was this pink rhinestone, like blinged out fucking frame that this was in for like 10 years. And then when I went to Florida, I had to... Theo said, bring all your shit and don't take them out of the frames. But then when I got there, I had to come back. And so not only did I drag them all the way down there, I had to throw away all of the fucking frames and then come back with these things. When I could have just gone with this box. You know, I said, let me do it my way. He says, no, do it his way. And he was fucking wrong. But I still have Elton John. I don't have the frame. And I wish I did because it was fucking gorgeous. I'm looking for one, or maybe I'll make one, like in tribute to it. I'm sure I've got pictures of it somewhere. 7 minutes. All right, so Elton John. And then this is from my friend. They lived with us. It was, hold on. She was a hippie chick that was a teacher with my sister. And then we all became buddies, and then her boyfriend, and then we all moved in together in Portland for like a year and a half. My sister moved out, and then I moved into the room my sister lived in. It was like, it had this great shower, and I was completely in privacy. It was wonderful. It was like having my own little tiny apartment right before I moved back here. I can't think of their names, but that's okay. But he had this beautiful artwork of Jerry Garcia, and so I took it to Kinko's and made like 50 copies of this and gave it to everybody that I know. I made stickers out of it. I made 8x10s. I made 11x14s. I made poster size. I laminated them. I gave them to fucking everybody. I was even vending these back when you could. There was still Further Fest and Phil and Friends. With Bob Dylan, I was vending these. I had them laminated and was just selling them for $5 a piece. You know, they're on like all these hippies' refrigerators probably. But I love it. It's just a beautiful, gorgeous... He had the original oil painting of this, and I just put it right onto the fucking scanner and scanned it. Like high resolution. I used to have... There were these things called zip disc, which was like it was a gig. So it was like the first thing that was a gig. So it was like 100 floppy disks in one thing. And so you could scan like super high resolution stuff. And I had like a whole stack of these things from when I worked at Kinko's. I scanned everything I owned and had all these files and stickers and things that I was making. Anyway. Dot came out in 2000. Was it 2000? This was 2000. No, okay, this wasn't where Dot. She came out for the other one. But we went to see Johnny Lang, man, at Portland Waterfest, and it was for free. Look at his face. It was for free. I wish I took this picture, but I had to find it online to make this flyer. Didn't even have a ticket because you just brought a couple cans of food to get into, so it really cost me $2 to see Johnny Lang. It was great. Here's Trogdor, the video game. I love this. I have a tattoo of Trogdor on my leg. This is so great. I've found inner peace, so I'm less emotionally fragile than I was a year ago when I tried to look at this stuff. 10 minutes. Alright, I love this. I fucking love this. This is the Ren and Stimpy comic book, but it's the parody of the Elvis stamp. And look, he's singing into a fucking hot dog. Oh. Yeah, ready, Stimpy, Ren? These are great. These are great. Some of this is Amazing Larry, and some of this is from Frosted Reef Relief. I made that in the Amazing Larry. Some of this is from Amazing Larry, but most of it is from Jimmy Image. But this is a sticker proof sheet, and you would put this onto sticker paper and then cut them all up. You know, preferably you can there's fluorescent sticker paper. So it's like fluorescent green, fluorescent orange, and then you take this to Kinko's and you print them out and cut them all out and then fucking leave them all over the place. Or just stick them all over. I love this. I got a whole bunch. It's Gallardi, Frosted Reef Relief, Gallardi, Giant Gila Monster. Here is from the King Crimson album. It's like these kids that are cowboys. I love that picture. I used that as a flyer before. It's great. I love it. Shag. Boo Mau Mau. Grateful Dead. It says, that place sucks. You're right. Let's get high. Alright, here is an Amazing Larry thing. And I used to have, it was blotter paper. I gave the original one to Benjamin. But Timothy Leary, LSD, blotter paper, flyer. If you look at it. That's cool. We had two of them. Somehow I had two of them. Proofer or Zimfer. I think Zimfer gave them to me. There was two of them. And I know I gave one. I think I gave one to Proofer. Or he gave me one. Whatever. And then my original one that was like actually on the blotter paper. Undipped, obviously. Or else I would have ate it. But undipped. But I gave the actual blotter art work to Benjamin. So hopefully he still has it. He had these books, kind of like what I do, of all of the art and shit that he would make. He would he was scrapbooking before there was a term for it. This is great. I love this. It's B. Arthur, and she is wrestling velociraptors. It's just so fucking bizarre and so great. I fucking love it. I found it on the internet and had to print it. There's another picture of by the same artist, and it is a stormtrooper, and he's took his helmet off, and it's fucking Rod Stewart with his big hair. I love that picture too. I thought I had a picture. Here is Captain Jack Sparrow's gun from my Pirate of the Caribbean toy. So that's good because he's right over here. So we'll give him his gun back. This is great. Here's Lou Ferrigno. I met him at a Comic-Con. Lou Ferrigno. Didn't meet Bill Bixby, but I fucking love him. This is a Photoshop that I made. I took Tom York's face and put it onto eraser head. So it's a radio head. Pretty funny. And this is cool. This is cool. This must have been out of a book that was about pop culture or something. Because here is Hulk, but on the flip side, Nanu. Look, it's my buddy Mark. Fucking Robin Williams. Nanu. Love it. Love it. And here's a legit guitar magazine with Spinal Tap on the fucking cover of it. I love this. I had a gigantic Spinal Tap in this guy collection of all his movies and stuff, and like peripherally, he's in a ton of shit. He's in the main guy in The Simpsons. All these guys. They're great. And he's best friends with fucking Loudon Wainwright and does a bunch of shit with him. I love it. This is great. I need to send this to Jimmy Image. Because I made this for him. I had this poster on the wall. And so I just mimicked it. It's kind of the key to my art. But it's the 7 doctors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 doctors. Now there's like 14 or something of them. This is 1990. Look, there's what's his name is the newest one. The guy that was in fucking Lord of the Rings. This is great. This is a photocopy. I have the actual comic book somewhere. I still have it somewhere. It is Howard the Duck, but it's a Star Wars parody. But straight from 1977 or 1978. I love it. I have the actual comic book that I bought as a kid. I still have it here somewhere. It might be in this box. This is a Photoshop that I made. My Ultra New Spo oil. My friend, his name is Spo. He's a nut. He's still out here somewhere. Here's the picture sleeve for Captain and Tennille. Love will keep us together. I don't know why that's there. This is actually from Kivo. Kivo's dad took this picture. I need to show this to him. He's gonna flip when he fucking sees this. Alright, 16 minutes. We're gonna go to 20. And Funky Winkerbean was all about cancer, like, for a while. So here's a parody. I met the author, but it's Funky Cancer. School, cancer, 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 amputation, cancer, 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 bald, cancer, cancer, pizza, cancer, cancer, cancer. Tragically ironic hearing loss, cancer, incest, cancer, incest. I think it's funny. And I drew this a long time ago. This was my icon for quite a while. It says Brando at Hotmail. I'm going to bring this back. I'm going to make a fucking painting of that. Here's Elvis. Here's a self-portrait from a long time ago. I'm kind of a character, what do you call it, from Dragon Ball Z or something. These are cool. This is cool. Here's like some Spinmore little logos. And this is neat. It's like a guy smashing a turntable. It says, rule number 1, don't do this. Any questions? But it's all faded and, it was bright red. Oh, I did this a long time ago. I love it. This is great. This is fucking great. Because this is like from 20 fucking years ago. Look at that. Before even Yoda had a fucking... It was like 99, but it was before Attack of the Clones. Because this is when I was with Benjamin. That I did all these Star Wars. It was Star Wars, the Force Awakens, the first Phantom Menace. This is cool. Here's me at Puget Sound. Love this photograph. I do actually still have the digital copy that Gabby sent me in my Gmail. So, but I love it. Look all somber and shit. Look at me. That's when I had my Slim Shady haircut, too. And this is great. I'm so happy. Here's Benjamin, me and Benjamin, and he's slamming. It's fucking cool. Where's the camera? There it is. It's hard to see. And that was in the courtyard. We went to visit that a couple years ago. We went to Comic-Con like 4 years ago, and it was all fucking tore up. Vic Vertree was his name. He must have been, if he still owned it, if he's still alive. And then I was doing, here's Ultra Spo. I made stickers, like a shit ton of these, and gave them out to everybody. Just to be funny. And here, this is great. I tried to. I did. Because I printed some of them. I just didn't make a ton of them. And the fonts got all weird. But I was doing a zine, so sometimes, me and Benjamin were working out the sometimes. And so here's Downtown Kent, Kent Wild style, and stuff. The fonts got all weird. But here's an interview with Sean James Easton, a band called True Love Always, electronic breakdown. Oh yeah, I wrote down like all of the different styles of electronic music and like fucking broke it down. Alright, we're gonna go to part 3. So I'm gonna leave us with Jerry Garcia. Kivo's dad took this picture and gave it to me like in 1999. That's how long I've known Kivo. His dad used to come in to the video store, and I always was playing Grateful Dead. So he brought me these magnets and like a bunch of these beautiful pictures. This was one of them. I'm going to show this to Kivo and blow his fucking mind. Alright. Cheers.